bitches! Yes! Yes!
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Kick Rider, and this was created by Universal in 1984, and this was suggested by YouTube user Nicholas J. Bonnie Crawford. And Universal usually seemed to make games that were Mr. Do related, or had a fantasy theme, or were space shooters of some sort. This was kind of an unusual title for them. But in this game, you are a motorcycle rider, and you are trying to reach the finish line, and you have a fuel supply to your right, and there is also a timer. You have 99 seconds to reach the finish line. You can push upwards on the controller. There's an 8-way joystick and a kick button, and you use the kick button to attack the motorcyclists that are trying to knock you off the road. Knocking you off the road, colliding with a large vehicle, whatever will stop you for a while, will put you off on the side of the road until you can be put back on the road. And that will lose you some time, and time is very precious. You want to hold up on the controller to move as fast as you can. It may look like you have tons of time or something, but maintain top speed, and you will see a little sign appear to show you what the road conditions will be like, how it changes. And there will sometimes be this annoying large vehicle that will drop like bombs or dynamite or something, and you have to watch out because the explosion will knock you out. Those blue vehicles, those blue motorcycles, are hard to take down. You have to kick them several times and keep pushing towards them to kick them. Whoops. If you let them, they will knock you off the road. But you have to really keep at it, kicking them off the road. And you don't really have to keep kicking them off the road. Just fight back a little bit here and there. You really need to be more mindful of the big vehicles that drop bombs and whatnot on you, and the changing layout of the roads. Oops, yeah. When there's an island in the middle of the road, there'll be a specific sign for that, and you'll want to not run into the island, because that'll knock you off your bike and you'll lose some precious time. Towards the end of your run, the viewpoint will change, and you'll see more of a 3D look, and you will have to watch out for a bunch of obstacles coming your way. There will either be like rocks. Damn it! There will either be rocks or there will be traffic cones. And every time you run into one, you'll slow down a little bit. If you have traffic cones, there is a way to pass by them, and I did not know of this for a while. I figured it out finally. Hug, I think, either the left or the right edge of the road, and you will miss all the traffic cones somehow. That doesn't work with the rocks. and the time that ticks down, the actual time is faster than the time that that guy is showing you on the signs. So even if it looks like you have a ton of time left, you really don't. You get a little bit of bonus points depending on how many seconds of time you have left. I never saw this in arcades back in the day. I'd never even heard of it. Like I said, games by Universal back then were usually either Mr. Do games, or they were space shooters, sometimes a slightly different theme. So this was kind of unusual for Universal. I don't think Universal made games much later than this. Their subsidiary, called UPL, continued to make games for quite a while. Now these yellow cyclists, they are much easier to take out than the blue guys. They take just one kick to knock over. Whoops. Sometimes you'll get little bridges over water, and you can take the left one or the right one, but not in between or you'll crash. This guy that's dropping barrels here, they're easy enough to avoid. Whoops. The guy that drops bombs, later on in the game, he can toss them from his side, and so when you pull up alongside him, he'll get you. So you'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, definitely never heard of this one before when I was going to arcades regularly in the 80s. The game's fairly strict about collision detection when it comes to at least the running into the cars, the big cars. Yeah, the rocks, the part with the rocks, it just comes at me too fast. I mean, I could slow down, but slowing down doesn't seem to be much of an option in this game. The timer is very strict. If I knew what to do with the rocks, you cannot hug the left or right wall and avoid the rocks like you can with the traffic cones. Yeah, you can't do that with the rocks. If I could, then I'd easily be able to get across the finish line. Like I was saying, the time, the seconds that the guy shows you on the on his signs as he's riding alongside you is different from the actual time that you get on this clock that starts you off at 99 seconds. Now we have these little piles of tires that you can maybe kick the guys into. Most of the time when the course layout will change, you'll see some sort of sign. Ah, crap. I hate when the big vehicle kind of pins you to the left or right when you're trying to avoid his bombs, and you slam into the wall. The game doesn't have much change at this point from one stage to the next. I mean, in terms of things that you haven't already seen. And there's little slippery ice once in a while. After, I think maybe it was 3 levels, I believe, you will get extra bonus points for all the vehicles that you had passed on the previous 3 levels. Yeah, you get this bonus every time you complete 3 stages or courses or whatever. And the graphics don't really impress me by any means. when you crash and fall in the water, it doesn't. I don't think it registers any kind of splash effect. But yeah, remember you don't need to kick the blue vehicles or the yellow ones really, but the yellow ones are much easier to kick. You don't lose any time by hitting the kick button. You lose just like a teeny fraction of time if you bump into an enemy from behind, specifically a enemy motorcyclist. I did not figure out the hug the left or right wall trick yet for the traffic cones. I figured it out later. But that's what you want to do to avoid the traffic cones. The rocks, I'm not sure how to avoid them. But remember to finish this part with plenty of time. Or I mean, have plenty of time before you get to this last part here. And yeah, here's the passing bonus. The amount of vehicles of each type that you were able to pass for the first 3 stages. You get 10 points, I believe, for each of them. You will get a game over once all your time runs out. This game is actually kind of easy. I played it a few times before I got this final playthrough, but it's fairly easy. Like I said, remember that you don't have to kick every single vehicle that comes your way. In fact, sometimes they can kind of keep you away from the edges if they surround you. And that's a good thing, obviously. The yellow guys, or the yellow cyclists, don't actively try to knock you over. And this game's alright. It could have stood to have better graphics, some power-ups of some sort would have really made the game a lot better, I think. Like stronger kicks. All cyclists get knocked over with one kick, including the blue ones. Yeah, they're the guy with the bombs. Can throw them out the window at you. You can throw them out from a decent distance, I think, and take you out. So maybe you want to time it so that he's just thrown a bomb already when you try to pass him, so that he takes a little time to throw his next bomb. Well, I managed to get today off from work because I had to go to the dentist one last time. They were unable... Damn it! I hate that guy now. The dentist was unable to get a gold inlay that would fit just right. They had to take it back to the lab and keep adjusting it. It still wasn't fitting right today, and they finally were able to adjust it a little tiny bit, and it was able to fit. Yeah, I still didn't quite figure it out. I think I did on this run, maybe. Yeah, see, you'll miss everything if you stay to the far left or far right. Good thing, because I was starting to run out of time. Yeah, once you get less than 10 seconds, you'll see your timer start to flash. And if I didn't figure out that trick, I wouldn't have made it. Oh, shoot. I think maybe when it reaches 0, you still get a little teeny bit of a second left. Yeah, this game's alright. Like I said, some sort of power-up to either take out the blue motorcycles with one kick, or maybe make it so they can't kick you. Make it so you can take out the big vehicles or something. That would be nice. Maybe maybe be able to drive across the shoulders of the road or the islands for a limited amount of time without crashing would be nice too. Whoops! Whoa! Yeah, the game seems to be picky. If you just barely brush against one of the large vehicles, then you get knocked off the road or crash or whatever. This game's all right. It just needs power-ups. Maybe better graphics or better music would help. But this was created by Universal in 1984. Yeah, Universal probably didn't last a whole lot longer than 1984. I can't think right off the top of my head any games by Universal made after 1984. And these stupid rocks. I hate the rocks. There's probably a way to avoid them that's pretty simple, other than having to weave back and forth between them, which I can't do very well. Fortunately, I had a lot of time before I started doing this one, or reaching this 3D-ish look here. I'm starting to run out of time, but the guy's held up his 0 sign, so I'm almost there. Oh, there, he held up the 0 sign. Ooh, 2 seconds left. I'm not sure exactly how many points you get for time remaining. Sorry if this video looks a little low res here. I tried using Bandicam to capture the video that to do another video of the video that I've already done to retain its video quality, which gets lost when I run this through a software that scrunches its video size down, which you have to do, or else YouTube doesn't seem to want to accept it, or my Windows Movie Maker doesn't want to accept it. But at any rate, I might have some more surprise videos to throw in between some of the requests that I've got. And I've got a bunch of requests I want to try to answer. But one more game show review sometime in the future that I'm thinking of. I think I've had a request for that one for some time from maybe 1 or 2 YouTube users. Game show featuring Jeff Edwards again. Had a couple others from him play the percentages and jackpot. I thought he was a pretty good host. He had kind of an unusual voice for a game show host. And when he worked for Jack Berry in an older show, Jack Berry told him that he didn't like his voice, and if maybe he could try to do a different voice. And Jeff Edwards was pretty pissed off at him. Yeah, some hosts got along with Jack Berry and some didn't. You know, when he was a producer. See, it's so much easier. I certainly would not have made it without this this trick here to avoid the traffic cones. So definitely utilize that trick whenever you get to this 3D-ish type of area with the traffic cones. And here's another passing bonus for the three different type of vehicles that I've passed during the previous 3 stages. Or this stage and the previous 2. But the subsidiary of Universal, which was called UPL, stood for Universal Playland. And from, I don't know, around 1983 or so, they started making a number of games for Universal. And eventually under their own name, UPL. Whoops. Yeah, I took today off to go to the dentist, and I have to go back to work Friday, and then it's weekend time. Kind of like going back to work for just one day. Yeah, this is interesting. This game will definitely keep you occupied, trying to keep from getting knocked off the road. And it's not super hard usually to keep from getting knocked off the road by the other cyclists. It's usually the road changes. Well, there I got knocked off, but it's usually the road changes or those big vehicles that drop bombs or yeah, the bombs. The barrels are easier to avoid. I don't remember how many points you get for knocking cyclists off the road. Whoops, damn it. Yeah, by this point we have the big vehicles pulling off the side of the road as you pass them to start harassing you. I don't remember how many points you get for knocking the cyclists off the road. But it's not a whole lot, and it's not really worth actively trying to knock them off the road to get points. And remember that the yellow cyclists are not out to harass you, so you don't even have to bother with them if you don't want to. And kicking bikes will not slow you down. Yeah, I was able to do pretty good on this game. It's not super hard. Just pay attention to the signs that say how the road layout is going to change, and just stay in the center of the road and do not stop laying off the speed. Whoops, crap. The timer will tick faster, I believe, as the game progresses, as you go from level to level or course to course or whatever. Damn it. But yeah, I think the timer ticks faster. Oftentimes it might seem like, damn, I don't have that much time left. But if you can go through a long stretch of maintaining top speed almost exclusively and not crashing for a long while, you'll be surprised how much ground you can make up. But it's that final part with the 3D-ish look where you really need to conserve all that time for. Because, like I've stated, the guy with the sign that tells you how much time you've got left, that's far from actual seconds that you actually have. You want to look at where it actually says time on the right here. So just basically ignore the signs that he's showing. Ah, the rocks. Damn it. I might not make it past this. Yeah, I don't know how to avoid those rocks very well. I always keep running into one when I'm trying to weave. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, your trick to avoid the traffic cones will not work here. Ah, damn it. Crap, 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 crap. Nope, not gonna make it. Got pretty darn close though. Kind of sounded like a fart. Well, that was my game of Kick Rider. And this was released by Universal in 1984, and I'll put in my initials. That's a pretty damn good game. I played a few games of this before starting this, so I had some practice, but maintain top speed, stay in the center of the road, and stay to the far left or far right at the 3D stage with the traffic cones. Well, that was Kick Rider by Universal in 1984, suggested by YouTube user Nicholas J. Bonnie Crawford. Well, I thank you for watching, and if you got any more requests, let me know. I'll see if I can fit them into my schedule. Y'all have a good one, everybody, and I will see you later. Enjoy the upcoming weekend. Bye-bye.